So today we are going to talk again about healing prayers, healing through prayer. Do you want to heal someone? Well, listen, here it's going to be very, very technical. We're going to use neurology. We're going to use sound wave frequency techniques. We're going to use a whole bunch of means to reset, provoke in you a kind of little trance, a trance like a little bit like people. All these, you see, these religious masters who go into ecstasy, etc. We're going to do it little, not an extraordinary spam, but it's going to be good because you can take it over and you're going to see that your prayer is going to succeed. So you have someone you want to heal. This is the right time. We're going to be very technical. So how do you heal someone? First of all, because it is possible for you, of course, it is written in the Psalms, and there it is, therefore, a biblical text there, which is written by everyone. God is close to everyone who calls on him. Let them call him with truth. You have people who call God, but actually it's them who have a call of pride, who want to succeed at something, and it's not really to heal. We call God because we need him, we write to him, we want his intervention. So if we make this call with truth, God always answers, is always close, at least to someone who does. So you have this ability, anyone, as we said in the other video that there was before, anyone has this ability because God is close. And even if there are things that are going to go outside the laws of nature, because God, he is in the same sum, and as soon as God is right, he has made it way of laws of life, but he has its element of goodness. So he is right in his ways, and he has his goodness in all his actions. So we can change something that apparently can remain hopeless. We can, because we are very close to God, and there we go. We're going to be technical, very, very technical. So if you haven't made a request to God, a prayer, you must not put hatred in it. You must not have your thoughts of hatred. That's useless. If you have these thoughts of hate, they're going to turn against you because you're going to talk. And actually, God is a kind of a mirror. It's like holding up a mirror. That is, you have a word of hate, and it sends back hatred. You have a word of kindness, of love. It will send back love to you. It's like a mirror, you see. And you have to be careful, because even sometimes there is kindness anyway. The people who work are the nodes, but there are a lot of people who are hateful because just because they have a religion, you go beyond other religions. They're in the neighborhood of people in the neighborhood. You throw them, you go, you don't know why they like a football team. So anyone who is not on the football team, they were going, and there was no like that completely hate in Dola in any way. And then you're going to say, I reasoned, I defend myself, it's not hatred. No, even if you defend yourself, you are not hatred for the staff. To block, you defend yourself. So that's the first thing. Remove all hatred from yourself. And line 2. And to do that, you put yourself in a state of love, a state of compassion for others. That's something you have to do. And the best key, we've already told you in several videos, the best key to that is joy. If you put a state of joy, of enthusiasm, it's not for things. You have the enthusiasm to show, for the enthusiasm to solve problems, to heal someone. So if you are enthusiastic, if your enthusiasm is joy, then you will succeed and your prayer will have an effect. That's the advice. So now we're going to move on to something more technical. So, we're going to go into, people praying. So they often had, when they pray in an extraordinary prayer because they were in some kind of extra state, then is that what will happen to everyone in the hospital? Ecstasy. It's not obvious, but we will find small help. So many people use meditation, but the result of great calm, thanks to meditation, I made several videos on meditation, or finally others, and you see the result of calm, of meditation, and there we feel good, and the result of calm, there we will speak well. But the state of ecstasy is something else, because you go repeat. There's going to be what's called a kind of suggestopedia, in which you're going to repeat words. So for example, these words can be a healing power. So you're going to repeat it. You're going to repeat it. Then we'll see. There are repetition rhythms that are used in mystical techniques. For example, we will see there is the Subtratanjali, etc. I had made a video about it. So it's an ancient text in Sanskrit that was translated into English, into French. For a very long time, this kind of rhythm has been made everywhere. That is, I explained to you in your video, the world is rhythmic. There are rhythms of 28 days for women, rhythms seasons, rhythms for several months. There are rhythms of the day, circadian rhythms, etc. And we can create a rhythm that is going to be a rhythm that is going to be efficient, especially when there is prayer. But we're not going to do it today. We're not just going, you're just going to repeat the word healing power, okay, while you're in the semi-trance state they're going to put you in. So how are we going to put you in a semi-trance state? Very, very, very simply by sound gifts. And a sound that will go from one side to the other, and that will be, so if we go further, we will call a very simple wave, which is very well known as a sound wave, the Schumann wave. The Schumann wave is said to be the wave of the frequency of the Earth from which it has changed. It has not really changed because in all ways it corresponds to an illusion of the speed of light with the circumference of the Earth. So it hasn't really changed. It's a particular wave like that. And here we will also use one. We'll also use a balance between the right and the left. Okay, it welcomes its right, its left, and we're going to swing from one side to the other, and like that it goes you. It's going to create a kind of balance, and there you're going to be in a state, a little bit of experience, which is interesting, in which you're going to be able to say your prayer. So prepare it. So I told you the word I told you was healing power. Power is already a strength, so you might as well say will to heal or request to heal. Simply because you ask God for healing, you will do as you feel. The main thing is that you have this love of wanting to give healing for the person to whom it was crying, is address this prayer. This prayer, it is for you. Well, it will be for you. If it is for someone else, well, it will be very good. And mix in that prayer, whether it's both for yourself or for somebody else, but whether it's also for the whole people, the whole population, for the borrowing of humanity and so on, mixing this prayer. So for a person also has a prayer that is global. For the world, it is much better, or evil if you want. It is much better than doing a prayer that is simply about an individual. If we mix a prayer and a global prayer, it will be more efficient. So here we are. We see it from many mystical texts. Now we're going to start. There we are going to put this music there. You are going to listen to it well. So now you are going to repeat within yourself power of healing power. Power of healing. When you are going to repeat that, you repeat that at the rhythm that comes to you stupidly. Don't force us to leave with also at the rhythm that comes to you. Nature, if you are with a flow of love, a flow of well-being will come on its own at risk. So it won't be very, very long. And you will be able to say this prayer at the same time. You say you don't know, but it's a gentleman you know. He says, we're going to say his name is Didier and that he's Marianne's son. So you have Didier healing of mediator. You're not even going to say, you're going to tell me to see the house. You're going to repeat healing of profession, Marianne's son. Healing of, for example, you see this idea. It's simply that your words go if you want the words. The word, it creates reality. Moreover, in Hebrew, in the Kabbalistic science, we know well that the word Misa means both a word and it also means a thing. That is to say that the word is transformed into something. That is to say the fact of repeating internally. You don't need to repeat it out loud. You can repeat it in a whisper. But even better, it is to repeat it in thought. Repeat it in thought without stopping. Without stopping. Okay. And maybe later we will do it with particular rites. Which are rhythms that will help you. So we're going to try to make a little sound to give a rhythm. If there is this little sound with the rhythm there that you will repeat at the moment when there is the sound, you repeat the word. And when there is between the two, well, you don't say anything, you think about nothing, you let the thought pass, and then we repeat again and so on. That's what I can do at the end of my life. At the end of the video, okay, because I won't be able to do it. Okay, so in this case, you just repeat like we said. You repeat the word all the way to the end, okay?